Hey everybody, welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. I'm Dylan, that's Dan, and today we are going to talk about what I guess is like the actual mid-season finale of, well, sort of. I guess there's like 4 more episodes left, but like they're going on break after this one, so it seems like a mid-season finale. Superman and Lois, episode 11. Lots of things happen. This is the episode that last week I claimed that Superman was going to die in, and he didn't, but someone did. And we'll get there.
What?
Whoa. But so half of this episode is dedicated to like Superman becoming Superman and meeting Lois.
Mm-hmm.
And also they threw in like I think it was that the guy from Superman Smashes the Klan that they fight, or somebody else. Have you not read that book?
I have not.
No, it's great.
I know of it. I haven't read it, though.
Yeah, I think that dude is from that book, but he might have been a pre-existing character and they just used him in that. I don't remember what he's called. He's got some funky, like, Nazi name. But I was like, that's fun that they're doing that, if that is, you know, what they're adapting there. But I didn't look into it. But I loved this episode. I thought it was probably one of the best episodes, especially like the majority of it being in the past. What would you think, Dan?
I liked it. I liked that it was, I wouldn't call it the mid-season finale. I would say more mid-season interlude, because I feel like the last episode was the finale, and this is kind of the epilogue that's setting up this next bit, which honestly sounds like it's going to be really fun and intense.
Quite a ride.
I liked that we got some more of the origin story. I liked that we got to see more behind this Clark, this Lois, because I only know of them because of their brief appearances in like the CW crossovers when Supergirl was a part of it, and they would be like, hey, I'm here too. I only know of these characters from that, so I had no real background behind them. So I'm glad we kind of got like a flashback origin story style episode that then progressed towards wait, this isn't just a normal origin story. What exactly is going on here? Because like at first I thought it was just a legitimate like let's breathe. Let's give you some origin. Let's give you a backstory. Let's take it slow. But then they're like, nope, plot's still here. Morgan Edge, he's doing Morgan Edge stuff. And I really liked it. I thought this was actually a really good episode. Yeah. At first, I did think it was a little slow, but then it definitely picked up. And I think the pacing was actually really good. Like that slower bit at the beginning made the rest of it more impactful. I feel like it really made it go, this is not just a dream sequence. This is not a relaxing backstory. Let's find out. And yeah, I thought this was a really solid episode.
Same. This like, you know, watching this kind of proved to me that, you know, the Superman and Lois character are so strong, and that like the setting that they're in this episode is like really grounded. I would absolutely watch an entire show just in that time period.
Yeah, me too.
There's a lot they could do there. Like that dynamic that they briefly showed between Superman and Lois, where like obviously, you know, Lois doesn't know that Clark is Superman and the world is just being introduced to him. That's such an interesting time that I feel like is glossed over in a lot of you know, adaptations of Superman comics.
Especially with his original Superman suit that his mom made, which I will say there was one part where I'm like, wow, I didn't realize she made a fireproof suit for her son. Because I was actually, when he stands in the way of that flamethrower, I was expecting like part of his costume to like light on fire or something. But I liked that. I liked that little bit where she's like, I got you this, like I made you this. I thought it would be nice. That the chest is kind of empty though, so you might want to put something there. And I'm like, that's just, it was so good, very wholesome.
Yeah, and that's you know, Superman at his best is like the wholesome superhero. And there's a lot of that here. You know, that Tyler Hoechlin charm really shows through, especially because it's such like a bright period in his life where he's you know, he's wide eyed, he's stepping out into Metropolis for the first time. the scene where he's being interviewed by Lois for the Daily Planet was just I wanted more of that. I was
too.
sad when they cut away because that was such a fun Lois clearly trying to just be objective and get the truth out of this like weird alien man who has shown up in her city. And Superman just being like, man, I love this woman, but I can't tell her that.
Yeah. I also like dynamic. I really like that she like really tried to hammer home so Superman's for America, and he's like, no, I'm for the whole world. And I really liked that because that's one of those often like things that everyone thinks Superman's just for America, but he's not. He is for the whole world, and I'm glad that they like really solidified. And he's like, yeah, let me tell you of all the different languages that I've learned because it's all of them.
Like this episode, I feel like is such a great. It's the least ham-fisted I've seen the CW do their like Dare to Defy stuff, where they're all inclusive like motto that the direct comparison to Supergirl, where Supergirl gets it wrong a lot of the time. Arrow especially. Arrow was the most egregious about it, where they had one episode where was it Arrow or Flash? I think it was Arrow. I don't remember. No, it was Flash, right? When they had like the girl power episode, one of those shows had an episode where like 3 of the women in the show like literally said girl power, and it was just like the most like awkwardly written. I don't remember which one it was. Could have been either.
It could have been both.
It could have been both.
Like,
well, I think it was one that was bad because like one of them had like strong female characters one week and they didn't talk about it. Like it wasn't mentioned. They just like they showed not tell. And then the other was like, look at us, we're strong. And you're like, I don't think you are. But in this show, like it's like obviously they're clearly dealing with like they're fighting a neo-Nazi directly, but it's also like it's not the whole point. Like it's just a villain dealing with like modern stuff. Like, maybe that could have been a little ham-fisted a few years ago when neo-Nazis weren't so prevalent in our world, which I hate that I can say that.
Yeah, that's depressing. That's
yeah,
God, that's depressing to hear. But yeah, no, sorry, keep going.
But like that also countered with like during that interview scene, like them taking a stand for like Superman's little motto of truth, justice, and the American way. That's not his motto here. It's just true. He stands for truth and justice, which are universal like things that are ethically like good, or morally good. And yeah, like you said, like the point of him like saying that it's not a power he has, like he doesn't have the all speak like Thor does. He went and as Clark Kent learned all these languages and learned everything about the planet, which knowing Superman, that's great, and that comes across as nice. I do find it interesting that he says that with a massive grin on his face, and he's like, yes, I wanted to learn about all your cultures on this planet. And an alien is saying that nobody knows anything about, and you're like, a certain person could be like, whoa, wait a minute.
Wait a second. What kind of research are you doing here?
Yeah. What do you got? Some kind of laboratory somewhere where you're studying our cultures? Maybe that's a villain that's going to come out at some point who like thinks Superman is a fraud.
I mean, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if we actually got something like that. What did you think of the Morgan Edge with like his, first off, Fortress of Solitude in the desert? Way more sense. When he did that, when he said that, I'm like, that's perfect. Oh, yeah. There's no one out there and there's nothing but sun. Like,
right. Maybe it gets a little hot there. It's the opposite problem.
It's the opposite problem. Yeah, but then they just go, oh, I need some AC in here.
Yeah,
that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Frost breath. I liked him. I thought his relationship with his holographic daddy was interesting.
His dad also looked like melting.
Yeah, that's why he was like 800 years old. I don't know what the deal was there.
I was like, what is going on with this guy? He looks like some sort of like Destiny 2 villain. Like he's about to, yes, the Cabal are coming, son. Like
they went a little too far in the mustache twirling villain department.
They definitely did.
But I think it's interesting. I mean, I think that obviously like the most interesting thing Morgan Edge did this episode was turn Superman evil,
Yes.
but also he kills Jor-El, which is the death that I alluded to earlier. Which I like, you know, I don't really care that much. But I think it was a good beat, like, for the story. Like, I say I don't care because, like, I didn't tear up when Jor-El died. He's a hologram, and also we don't really know him that well. That Jor-El. But moving on. I think it's good because we just in the previous episode saw Lara basically die. She was already dead, but like we saw her die like again, and now Jor-El's dead, and we're cleaning it up, and you know, because now Superman and Lois are the parents, and they're gonna be the progenitors of like Krypton or whatever. But speaking of, I'm gonna die on the Superman dying hill again. I think he's gonna die next episode now. Because my new theory is that, and this ties into something that you were saying, because you were saying that Jordan might have to kill him. I think that there's more weight to that now that Superman is turned evil time. I think they're gonna have to kill him and then like restart him to snap him out. I think like Steele's idea is gonna be like, well, yeah, we could kill him. And that would stop him, obviously. And that ties in with all the Kryptonian gadgets that we've been seeing, or the Kryptonite gadgets. And it's, I don't know, I think there's some weight there. I really hope it doesn't just come down to Lois being like, Clark, and then he, snaps out of it. I think that'd be kind of stupid, but...
I think you're right. I don't think he'll die. I think it'll be one of those, they put him in a coma, and then they'll end the season with, like... Jordan taking him to the Fortress of Solitude, to the Healing Matrix, and like putting him in there. I could see it being something more along the lines of that. Like they somehow, I wouldn't be surprised if Steele figures out a way to absorb the Kryptonian power and basically suck him dry. And potentially either as to stop Superman, or maybe it will be it stops Morgan Edge, but it also stops Superman at the same time. But I don't think they'll just straight up kill him. I see it more going into some sort of coma, or he goes off planet for some reason.
I guess that would make sense, because we do the one thing we're missing about the death and return of Superman here is Doomsday. And Morgan Edge could stand in for Doomsday, but I guess, you know, if you're just doing like a slight twist on it, you just skip the death part and throw him into the coma immediately. I'd buy that. But the episode is called Through the Valley of Death. So,
yeah.
And we did get a death this episode. It just wasn't the one that or at least I thought it was going to be. So I don't know, maybe the next episode is a flashback to Jor-El's life, and they just like play an episode of that old Krypton show that nobody liked.
Yeah, the one that every single time I finish watching Superman and Lois, it goes autoplay. Krypton, episode 1. Kal-El, my great-grandson. I am writing this letter to you. I have heard that so many times because it will always put that on next after the show.
No. Could see that. I watched like 4 episodes of that show and said, I'm bored. And then I never watched it again.
That's fair. You know, it's fair. I think it would be cool through a Valley of Death. I think you might be right. I think it's going to be a Krypton flashback. And I think we're going to see Jor-El, Lara, and Morgan Edge's dad, and kind of like what's going on up there. Like, I think it's going to be something along those lines through a Valley of Death. That would be my guess. I just don't think that they're going to kill Superman off. Not yet. I think...
well, me saying that they're going to kill him, I think they're immediately going to bring him back. Like, they're going to, they kill him just like when you kill somebody to, like, restart their brain and something.
Right.
That's kind of the idea. Like, they just, like
a hard reset.
They kill him temporarily. They kill him with, like, full well knowing they're going to bring him back.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I don't think they're going to kill him and then, like, keep him away for, like, a whole season or anything. I think it's possible. I don't care, like, either way. I think they're definitely doing something with the death and return of Superman. Just because of, you know, all the pieces are here. You might as well. So I don't know. I think it could be interesting. I'm in. Like, there's not really much else to say because I'm excited. It sucks that we have to wait like a month for the next episode, but it's a strong cliffhanger, and you know, we got something different in this episode, and that was wrapped up. So there was like a sense of closure. So not a terrible one to take a break on.
Right.
It
was actually a really good one to put a break on because if they took the break after the last episode, I think the excitement would have died down because that one did end on such a kind of like breathe moment. But I feel like this one makes you go, what is going to happen? Like, this month needs to finish so that I can see what happens. Whereas the other one, I would have gone, wait, so what happened last time? I know he somehow talked to his mom in his ex-girlfriend's body, but still weird. But yeah, I have been very impressed with Superman and Lois. I am so glad it turned out to be a really good show because sometimes having to watch all the CW shows for the job, it kind of sucks. Sometimes it really does. And it used to be that Legends was my main one that would let me get through the week. But Superman and Lois has become one of the ones that I actually look forward to. So
yeah, same. Well, we got a couple weeks to go before we can get back to it, but I think it's safe to say that Dan and I are both excited. So, you know, we'll see. This has been Absolutely Marvel in DC. I've been Dylan. That's been Dan. Check us out soon. We'll talk about more shows next week, just not this one. So, you know, stay tuned to the channel. See y'all later.
See you guys.